A new revelation has surfaced. In the second half of 2024, the United States and Israel, longtime allies, clashed behind closed doors, not with weapons, but with intelligence. Tensions had soared between the US and its biggest ally in the Middle East, Israel, over the Gaza war. US intelligence denied battlefield info to Israel. An exclusive Reuters investigation now reveals that the United States temporarily suspended key intelligence sharing with Israel over growing concerns about the conduct of the war in Gaza. Among the most striking moves, Washington cut off a live drone video feed over Gaza. That feed was being used by Israel to track Hamas militants and locate hostages. Citing 6 people familiar with the matter, Reuters reported that the US intelligence officials had temporarily suspended sharing some key information with Israel over concerns about its conduct of the war in Gaza. The suspension lasted for at least a few days, confirmed 5 of the sources. The shift marked a sharp turn from where it began. After the October 7th Hamas attack, US President Joe Biden was among the first global leaders to fly to Israel in a show of solidarity. He signed a directive expanding intelligence cooperation following the October 7th attack. Soon, the Pentagon and the CIA deployed MQ-9 Reaper drones over Gaza, streaming live intelligence to Israeli forces. The information played a critical role in combat operations and hostage recovery efforts. But by late 2024, alarms were ringing inside Washington. US intelligence officials received information that raised serious questions about Israel's treatment of Palestinian prisoners. However, details were not publicly disclosed. Rights groups have reported grave abuses of Palestinians in Israeli detention during the war. Israel said it was investigating dozens of cases while denying systematic abuse. According to sources, Israel's domestic security agency, Shin Bet, failed to provide sufficient assurances that detainees were not being mistreated. That failure triggered a rare move. American intelligence officials shut down Israelis' access to the drone feed. The decision to stop sharing the intelligence came after Biden's administration had determined that it was still legal for the US to send weapons and intelligence to Israel, despite mounting fears among some officials that its military was violating international law during its operations in Gaza. During the war, US intelligence analysts continually assessed intelligence to determine if Israel's and Hamas's actions on the ground fit the US definition of a war crime, according to 2 people familiar with the matter. While they were not legal analyses, those assessments raised serious questions about whether Israel, particularly through attacks that killed civilians, and its treatment of prisoners, was violating the law of war. Even as such concerns intensified, the Biden administration lawyers maintained that Israel had not violated international law, according to multiple former officials. In the final weeks of Biden's presidency, senior national security officials met at the White House for a National Security Council meeting chaired by the president himself. Intelligence officials proposed a more formal cutoff of some intelligence shared after October 7th. The partnership was nearing expiration, and concerns inside the intelligence community had only deepened. Officials feared 3 things. First, the rising civilian death toll in Gaza. Second, allegations that Palestinian detainees were being mistreated. Third, that Israel had not given sufficient guarantees that US intelligence was being used in accordance with the law of war. Under US law, those assurances are mandatory. Sources said the officials sought to ensure that Israel was using American intelligence in accordance with the law of war. Eventually, Israel backed down. Intelligence sharing resumed after Israeli authorities provided assurances that U.S. rules would be followed. Larry Pfeiffer, a former senior National Security Agency and CIA official, said it is routine for Washington to require recipients of U.S. intelligence to provide assurances that any information they receive would not be used to violate human rights in any way, shape, or form. But denying battlefield intelligence to a key ally, particularly during a conflict, is unusual. For Israel, the move was especially sensitive. U.S.-Israeli intelligence ties run deep, and bipartisan support in Washington remained strong after the October 7th attack. Still, the episode revealed just how strained the alliance had become behind the scenes. Now, Donald Trump is back in the White House. The guns in Gaza have fallen silent, for now, but the scars of that quiet clash between allies remain.